You cannot survive this world if you don't have a purpose. Now look around you. People all around you. People are humbling mentally every single day. She was like, I see you speaking to people and having a large influence and teaching people about the word. She's like, I see you encouraging people. Really don't be talking like that. I was super introvert back then. But there was something that I did 24/7 without realizing it. Woo. Boy, that February cold ain't no joke, boy. All right, y'all check this out. Purpose. Something anyone can have, but only very, very few achieve. A lot of us think we already know what our purpose is in life, but in reality, it's very common for most people to end up never figuring it out. I mean, instinctively as humans, we already believe, I know who I am already. I know what I want to do. I'm gonna do this one business and it's gonna pop off. It's gonna blow up, bro. I have all these hobbies I like to do, man. I do these in my free time. I have all these hobbies. It's a lot deeper than just having a hobby, bro. It's a lot deeper than that, bro. So what is purpose? I would say plainly, it's the lifeblood of every human being on this earth. You cannot live without having some type of purpose, man. You just can't. Somebody has a purpose in life, whether some people's purpose is to work a 9-to-5, some people's purpose is to go and build their own career, or start a family. Everyone has some type of purpose, whether they know about it or they don't. A lot of people get their purpose from, seeing people online, and they see people pursuing their dreams and they see them blowing up with it. And, some people find their purposes from just having hobbies. You may like to draw, you may like to play the guitar, you may like to, you may like to play video games and you want to start streaming. All right, these are the 3 main things that boils down to having a purpose in life. Number 1, can I do this thing every day, even if I were to gain no profit from it? A lot of people, they start something and they don't see the fruit of their labor and they quit it. Like day 1, day 2, they may last a week. And it's like, bro, if it's really your purpose, you gonna keep pushing for it every single day. Can you do it? Can you lock in every day? Number 2, does this thing give me real fulfillment? And you gotta really be invested in what you're doing. You gotta be invested. It has to, when you do it, you can do it for hours, bro, and you lose track of time. There's I call it the purpose zone, where you're doing it. You can be doing your purpose all day long and you lose track of time. If you are watching the time and you're not losing track, if you can't lose track of time while you're doing it, it's probably not your purpose, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real. Number 3, why am I doing this? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And a lot of people, they're oblivious about why they start stuff, and they just jump into stuff and they don't know why they're doing it. And that's the main reason why a lot of people fall off what they're doing. For me, I started going to the gym and it's why am I going to the gym? I didn't really know why. And then I found out I just wanted to look good. But people just jump and they start stuff all the time. And you got to ask that question before you start anything big. Anything big, you got to ask yourself why, because then you will not have, it'll be very hard to quit that thing once you have a goal and you know why you're pursuing it. All right, I'm about to go real deep into what it means to actually have a purpose in this video. How you can find happiness and joy from it. How you may want to start a business from what you're pursuing, and just having real fulfillment in life and not going through life wondering why you have the empty hole in you, called the black void inside the human. We just go through life and we feel like we're missing something. So hopefully this video helps y'all on how you can fill that void and you can succeed in life. But first, I gotta tell you the story of how he found his purpose. We all know who we want to be and who we are. And man, I thought I did too. You know, growing up, I used to draw a lot. You know, as a kid, I had an active imagination. You know, I was always in my room just drawing. I had a whole Superbook collection, man. My favorite animal as a kid growing up was a river otter. So I made my own like character based off of that. He was OP, bro. Like, he was like if Superman, Goku, and the Flash had a baby. That was basically his power, bro. That's how powerful he was. Back to the topic, yeah, man, I was always drawing. So I knew growing up, I wanted to be a comic book author. I wanted to be a comic book author as a kid. 3rd and 4th grade, I would trade my comics to other kids for like candy and like snacks. So I was really hustling with it back then, bro. I had a bunch that I stored up and I was just trading them, bro, like Pokemon cards, for real. I'm age 13, 14, and I want to be a comic book author, right? Well, soon I started losing the passion for drawing. Like, nothing bad happened, nothing traumatic happened, but I just fell out of love with it, man. I had the thought like, man, I don't want to do this full time. I just love to do it, but it wasn't part of me, if that makes sense. I started finding other interests at the time, and I was just like, yeah, I ain't vibing with this no more. I couldn't see myself drawing comics as an adult. I just couldn't. And yeah, a lot of the times I would draw comics and I would just keep them to myself. I would just draw them and stash them up. I did not like to share it, bro. So I wasn't really making any profit from them. That doesn't mean it was really the purpose, because I wasn't getting fulfilled from it. I didn't have the love for it. And I didn't even get big yet. I didn't like really like I didn't publish a single book. I didn't even think about publishing a book. It was a dream of mine. And I eventually woke up. I woke up, man. What I learned from drawing is that your gift's purpose cannot be just a regular hobby. Like, it can't be something that you just trying just because everyone's put you onto it, or, you know, you feel like pressured to do it, or you just feel like something you kind of want to do, but you don't really know if you want to stick with it. You know, people switch up hobbies all the time, bro. Like, it's very common. People have 5, 6 hobbies, and then you check in with them like a week later, they got 5 or 6 new different hobbies. Hobbies and purposes are not the same thing. A lot of people get them mixed up. They're 2 completely different things, bro. You know, as I got older, I started finding new interests, but one thing that stayed the same was I was always, throughout that time span, I was always still playing music, man. When I was a kid, you know, I learned the piano, and I've been playing the drum since I was like 9. And then as I got older, I started playing the guitar and the bass guitar. And here's a good example of what an actual gift looks like. All right, check it. So ever since I was a young bull, you know, I've been playing instruments all my life, bro, for real. You know, with no real idea of what I'm doing. Like, I'll be playing, I don't know any music theory, bro. I'm just playing, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I could be playing random stuff. You know, I've been doing that all my life, for real. My mom used to play gospel music all around the house, so it was everywhere. Like, everywhere I turned, there was music. You know, I didn't really have a choice but to be heavily musically influenced. And so I felt like music for me was more of a duty. Like, I felt like I had to do it just because I had this gift that, like, I was just naturally born with being able to play music. I felt like I had to do it because I knew how to do it. If I'm being real with y'all though, I liked drawing comics more than I did playing my music. I know it's crazy. A lot of people that know me now, like, would not believe that, but it's really true. I spent more time drawing than I did actually practicing my music back then. You know, there was a lot of periods in my life where I didn't really play any music. Like, my 8th grade year, the only time I was really playing was at my church for the drums. And I was in band class, I played the saxophone. Those were the 2 times. I didn't play any music at home. I didn't practice. So yeah, my 8th grade year was a drought. It was a music drought. Now let me just say this. My 8th grade year was my roughest year. The year that I played my music the least was my roughest year in life. Let that sink in. But there was something that I did 24/7 without realizing it. And my mom, she actually pointed this out. Shout out mama. So I did this subconsciously without even realizing it. I would constantly hum and I would constantly drum. I would constantly play the drums on my lap or stuff. I would play the drums on like tables. I was always playing the drums with my hands. Like I was always singing, always humming, bro. I'd hum 24/7, like no joke. I could not stop doing anything musically related. My mom, man, she caught me humming one day and she's like, the music is in you. He told me the music is inside of you. Like you cannot stop doing something music. You can go a week without doing your music, but it's still like your body just has to create something musically. That made me realize like that's what a true gift is. Something you cannot stop thinking about. It doesn't matter how rough your days are going, how bad life is at the moment. It's just something that you continue to do regardless of how you feel, how you think. You're gonna do it whether you in a wheelchair, you're gonna do it no matter what. I just gotta say, I thank Jesus, man, for really giving me that gift. It's not something that I learned. There's really no explanation for how I got good. A lot of people think that I studied and that I did music theory. I'm starting to learn it now, but it was really all God, man, for real. I'll say this, you see the most talented people are the ones where they don't have any idea what they're doing. They don't have a single clue what they're doing. Even if they don't believe in Christ, they all say the same thing. Oh, I just feel it, it's in me. Man, I just cannot live without this, bro. I can't live without it. And I don't know how I'm good at this. I don't know how I'm able to do this. You know, that's all glory to him, man, for real. I'm not trying to make this super spiritual talk, but I just had to put that out there that I do believe in the one true God, the Most High, Yahweh. And I definitely believe he's given me this gift to minister to people. And that's what I am. Let me just be blunt. I'm a music minister, and I believe I'm called to help people improve in their life and be better and move towards being the best versions of themselves, bro. That's what I believe my calling is. You know, when I was 15, my aunt, she spoke a word over me. She was like, you know, I see you speaking to people and having a large influence and teaching people about the word. And I was like, Auntie, I really don't be talking like that. I was super introvert back then. I did not like talking. I just seen myself doing music back then. I was like, I'm only good for my music. That's all I'm doing is my music. I don't like talking to people. I'm not a talker. Bro, put me in a room full of people. I'm the one sitting on the wall like Vegeta with my arms crossed. I'm not doing nothing. But she spoke that word over me about 6 years ago. And you know, that's what I'm doing now. And I love to do it. I like to teach people for real and I like to help people out. She literally spoke it into existence, bro. And what awakened that was my improvement towards going to the gym, just that constant trying to get better, trying to get stronger every day. That was my motivation towards being better, and that's what made me realize like, man, I need to work towards something. And I see the fruits of my labor. You're not gonna see the results in one day. I would advise, go to the gym, bro. Going to the gym, it can open your eye to a lot of things in life. Like just like you wanna start a career and you're impatient and you want the reward right now, go to the gym and expect to be jacked the next day. You're not gonna be jacked the next day. You have to work every single day. Pain, struggle every single day. That's what I learned from going to the gym, and that's kind of what allowed me to realize like, I need to do stuff that's uncomfortable. All right, I'm gonna keep it blunt with y'all. You cannot survive this world if you don't have a purpose. This world's gonna eat you up. It's gonna chew you up. It's gonna spit you out, bro. Now, there's so much negativity that we're exposed to every single day, bro. Now look around you. People all around you. People are crumbling mentally every single day. Now, you gotta armor yourself up with stuff you're passionate about. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way you can survive, bro. There's no off days with it. You know, we want an off day. We wanna just chill. We wanna relax, but we're not moving forward. We're not progressing forward in life. If you're not progressing, procrastination is the #1 enemy of a gift that you can turn into your purpose. The best way to beat procrastination is to have a reason why you're fighting. Have a reason why you're working towards what you're working towards. If you're just working towards it because you think it's fun, or people are putting you on to it, but you don't really want to do it, that's not gonna last you very long, bro. You know, a fish you just aimlessly in the sea, you know, he's not moving anywhere. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that that's a dead fish. Bro, if you're just moving along in life, but you're stagnant, you're not moving, you're not going anywhere, that's a dead fish, bro. Like, you a dead fish, bro. You gotta keep pushing forward. Understand that when you're unmotivated, when you have feelings of doubt, you have urges to do pleasures that you know you are not going to satisfy you, it's something to keep you off track. All right, I'm going to talk to my non-spiritual guys, but if you're spiritual, you know this, and you know this to be fact. Like when you have a bad thought, you gotta picture an enemy is literally giving you that thought to put you off your purpose. You have an urge to do something you're not supposed to do. That's an enemy trying to get you off your purpose. Any feeling of doubt, any feeling of fear, any feeling of procrastination, like, oh, this ain't gonna be worth it. Just any negative feeling, you gotta treat that like an enemy is putting that in your head. When you fall for that trap that the enemy's putting in your head, you basically dapping up with them. Basically like, yeah, I agree with that. And when you do that, it's like it's chipping away at your purpose. You know, you do that for too long, bro, and there's not gonna be anything you can gain from the gift that you've been given. And so never take advantage of it. I'm telling you, the enemy, he's weak, bro, he's small. But if he can get you to fight yourself, you are your biggest enemy, really. Your mind is like the big boss of your body. Your mind is controlling everything you do. The key to not getting walked by your own mind, bro, do the things you don't want to do when you're uncomfortable. You know, go outside. You feel the urge to sit in the house all day. You feel the urge to doom scroll. Go outside, bro. Take a walk. When you do that, that's you slowly getting control over your own mind. You're telling your brain, nah, you want to do this, but we're doing this. And so when you do that, the enemy can't get access to your mind. You're telling your mind that I'm in control when I do this. You want to do your purpose, you want to do what you've been called to do, you got to do it even when you don't feel like it. That's how you get control of your mind, bro. You will find the greatest success in your life when you understand your reason for being on this earth. This is common. I see a lot of people that confuse their habits with their purpose. Bro, I probably said purpose like 500 times in this video. Bro, you watching TV, bro, you smoking or you playing video games, bro, that's not your purpose, bro. That's just something you want to do. That's just a bad habit. Look at all. So I had to move to the backyard. Every 2 seconds there was a car driving by and it kept messing up my audio. What I was saying though was like, people have these bad habits, bro, and they confuse them with their purpose. And it's like, that's just a filler. That's not the feeling, bro, of your life. You playing a video game, that's not gonna fulfill you, bro. You scrolling on your phone for 2 hours, that's not gonna fulfill you. You're always gonna want more. Come here, boy. You're always gonna want more, bro. You smoking weed, you're always gonna want more, bro. That's why people, they go to cocaine, then they go to meth, then they go deeper and deeper into it, because if it's not a purpose, you're always gonna want more. You're never gonna be satisfied from it. You're always gonna feel unfulfilled when you do it. So keep that in mind. If it's a purpose, you may not get instant gratification from it, but you will feel fulfilled, especially over time. If it's like something that's not a purpose, you may feel that quick buzz. You may feel like that quick high, but it's not satisfying you, bro. It's not fulfilling you. And I think a lot of us know that, but we push it in the back of our minds, and you got to make the tough decision, bro. I don't think I'm telling y'all anything that y'all don't already know. We're very smart. We know what bad habits do to us, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. So I'm just a friendly reminder here, just telling y'all, man, the only way you'll know if something is giving you purpose is if it can give value to other people. That is the main factor of a gift purpose, is if it can give value to other people, not just yourself. It's really, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for other people at the end of the day. So like, whether you're building a business, bro, whether you got a skill and you wanna start posting videos showcasing that skill, or even if you're just giving to people, you're just being kind, that, I know that's corny, but like, bro, you giving to charity and stuff, you was called to be a giver. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. You don't have to really have any gifts or talent. Oh, here's a big one. Here's a big one. Stop, calm down. Going on to my next point, we all have the same purpose as humans. Every single human has the same purpose. Doesn't matter if you have any skill, any talent, any money, doesn't matter. Stop. And that skill, that purpose is to improve yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, every day, bro. Your emotional state, your mental state, your physical state, every part of your being, you're improving every day. That's what we were put on this earth to do. Besides find a mate and multiply, those are the main two. But that's number one. That's number one, is to be better, be the best version of yourself you can be. That could look different for anybody. If you want to have 500 skills you're good at, go for it. But the base skills, like going to the gym, making sure your self-care is on point, like got good connections with people, everyone you're around can say, you know, you're a good, generous person, just all of the above, bro, etc. Like, that's what we're here on this earth for. At the end of the day, every single person, I don't care who you are, we're here to help people be better and to be better ourselves, bro. Every answer to your problems can be found in studying. It can be found in meditation, praying, improving yourself, working towards something. You'll find out a lot about yourself when you start working hard for something. A lot of people don't know how they act, how their brain reacts whenever they do something hard. People don't really know themselves like that. Keep yourself accountable every day, bro. Every single day. There's no off days with it. I'm gonna say it again. There is no off days with it. And that is truly your
glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
Glorious power. Glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose!